My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is February 3rd, 2026. It is 2:13 a.m. This is video number 2. So let's go on X. Let's finish up with some tweets that I came across. Okay. David Sherborne, representing Baroness Doreen Lawrence and the other high-profile claimants in this case, asked about the impact of the case has had on her. Quote, I trusted the mail, and to find myself here now having to give evidence, I find it very painful. Alright, so I'll leave the link of this article. You guys could read it because this is still going on, but I have so much to do. I cannot cover too many things, and later on I have a huge appointment to go to. So there's no comment. I'll leave it as that, and check the link in the description. Okay, next week. BetterUp, alright, I think I post this on my community board. BetterUp, the coaching startup that Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, nearly tripled its valuation last values at $1.7 billion. Employees wellness startup BetterUp raises funds at a $900 billion valuation. Wow. See, some of those things like BetterUp, Harry had, I know that's not his business, okay? They hire him to work for them. But some of those things that Harry have been doing in the UK, they're worth a lot. But they never took Harry seriously. But instead, can you imagine if Harry was doing these things for the royal family and they make it for a profit? The royal family will not need taxpayers' money. $900 billion. That's a lot of money. What was the other thing Harry has done? Was helping in the UK under the Royal Foundation. There's that Heads Together. What was the other thing that after Harry left, where people could call in to talk about their problem, and then what is it? Once Harry left, I think the Left Behinders sold or. Those information went to a for-profit company as if they were selling those people's information. Oh my God. Harry is a very smart man. Queen Meghan Markle, the most powerful woman alive, then walked into Paris Fashion Week. She arrived. Her appearance at the Balenciaga Spring-Summer 2026 show was sovereignty and Siamic shift, and how power is won, claim and redefine. Alright, so that's an article here. And we know he has stock, except Halfwit never showed up to work, and the request of employee, no one wanted him around. What the hell? The haters. Well, Harry's doing his thing, okay? He's doing his thing. This is the problem with these people. They never take Harry seriously. They never value Harry. Harry and Meghan got money. I'm pretty sure Harry has got tons of shares in that company. Alright, that's an ad. Alright, let's go to the next one. You know, the best thing I think the left, oh my God, this is 8 minutes. The best thing that they did for Harry is undervalue him. They underestimated him. So they never took him seriously. So Harry, and I mean, he tried to tell them he did enough to put the royal family, the other brother, on a level that was acceptable to the public, okay? Because since he left the other brother, yeah, the media might try to pop him up. I'm talking about the left behind, the other brother. The media will pop him up, but the authentic, the raw of authenticity of creating something is all Harry. Okay? Alright, this is the best take on the British media obsession with Prince Harry and Meghan's marriage, and with Meghan, the businesswoman herself. It's beautiful narrated, it's truthful, it's insightful, and it exposes the UK media bear. A must-worthy watch. Let's copy and share this video. Okay, I'm gonna share it with you. It's 8 minutes. There'll be a screenshot. Definitely, I cannot share the entire video raw. Alright, let me read some of the comments here. Alright, on point. I say amen to that, whatever that means. So shall it be. Their mouth has said it, and we declare it and done. NJN. Alright, brilliant analysis of the ongoing saga of the ones who got away and the desperate need by British media to believe they still have any control over them. He is excellent. His analysis is always spot on. That was insightful and articulate. Thanks for sharing. He does a great job in synthesizing the issues logically, which mean a lot of people that needs to hear this message won't. Alright, who was the narrator? Sound very much like Sir David Attenborough, but perhaps that's just the culture voice the narrator has like Sir David. I really enjoyed it. So well laid out. Truthful insight, 100%. Who is he? Please, what is his handle? I'm sure many would love to give him a follow. This is the problem, is just because somebody says something good the first time, yeah, maybe it's good to follow just to see what else he said, because you still have the option of unfollow, because there's a lot of people I don't follow. Anyway, let's listen. 8 minutes and 48 seconds screenshot. Okay,
we're not quite sure, are we friends, whether to laugh or cringe at the Mirror's recent headline declaring that Meghan Markle's huge plans for UK domination make Prince Harry wary. UK domination. Domination. As if Meghan has woken up one morning, stared out over the hills of Montecito and thought, right then, time to take Britain back, starting with artisanal chocolates and inspirational notebooks. It's the kind of headline that tells you everything you need to know before you've even clicked. Hyperbolic, dramatic, deeply unserious, and yet somehow written with complete confidence by people who consider themselves professional journalists. Let's start with the basic premise, because it collapses almost immediately. Meghan Markle may or may not choose to launch her As Ever brand in the UK. That is not domination. That is commerce. That is how business works in a globalized economy. Companies expand into markets, brands test demand, products cross borders. None of this requires a sinister master plan or a war room with maps of the home counties pinned to the wall. But the British press cannot resist framing anything Meghan does through the language of threat. If she breathes, it's strategic. If she smiles, it's calculated. If she sells jam, it's a hostile takeover. And it's honestly a bit embarrassing, particularly if, like me, you're British and would quite like the rest of the world not to think we've collectively lost our grip on reality. What's even more ridiculous is the way they wedge Prince Harry into the story as the supposedly anxious husband. According to the tabloids, Harry is wary of Meghan's alleged plans, as though he spends his evenings pacing around their California home, nervously muttering about the risks of British retail expansion. Let's be serious for half a second. This is a couple who have been together through relentless media harassment, legal battles, family estrangement, public smears, and security threats. They have walked away from an entire institution together. They have built new lives, new businesses, and a new public role entirely on their own terms. And we're meant to believe that the possible UK availability of a lifestyle brand, is what finally causes tension. It's laughable. Every credible public indication we have shows Meghan and Harry operating as a united front. They appear together when it matters. They support each other's projects. They speak with alignment and consistency. There's no evidence of this supposed friction beyond anonymous sources who conveniently echo tabloid fantasies. But why let reality interfere with a good soap opera? Because the truth is, conflict is useful. Invented conflict especially. It serves a purpose. Actually, it serves several. First, it distracts. And goodness knows there is a lot to be distracted from right now. The royal family's long-standing proximity to Jeffrey Epstein and the growing public discomfort around that fact is not exactly light reading. Questions about who knew what, when they knew it, and how close certain figures were to a convicted sex offender are deeply uncomfortable. They require scrutiny. They require accountability. So instead, we get headlines about Meghan Markle allegedly planning to dominate the UK with her brand, and Prince Harry allegedly being nervous about it. A fabricated marital wobble is far easier to digest than systemic rot. Second, it reinforces control. The palace press ecosystem thrives on hierarchy, on the idea that certain people are stable, sensible and legitimate, and others are disruptive, emotional or dangerous. By portraying Meghan as overambitious and Harry as uncertain, the tabloids get to suggest that the Sussex partnership is fragile, while the remaining royal structure is calm and dependable. It's propaganda by implication.
Yeah.
This tactic isn't new. The British press has spent years inventing disagreements between Meghan and Harry. Sometimes it's about family. Sometimes it's about money. Sometimes it's about titles, security, or public appearances. The details change, but the underlying message remains the same. This marriage is unstable. And yet, inconveniently for the narrative, the marriage persists. It thrives. It adapts. It refuses to fall apart on schedule. That's deeply frustrating if your entire business model depends on the idea that Meghan was a temporary disruption, not a permanent shift. Of course, conflict also sells. That's the third reason. A united, mutually supportive couple does not generate clicks. Drama does. Fear does. The suggestion of betrayal, tension or looming collapse keeps readers hooked. Will Harry finally see the light? Is Meghan pushing too far? Are they on the brink? It's reality television framing applied to real people, and it's astonishing how comfortable parts of the British media are with that. But here's the thing they don't seem to realise. The obsession is starting to sound less like outrage and more like heartbreak. Because every headline about Meghan's supposed plans reads like the plaintive cry of an ex who cannot move on. Did she ask about me? Is she coming back? Does she still care? The UK press cannot accept that Meghan Markle's life is no longer oriented around Britain, that the UK is not the centre of her universe, that she is not lying awake at night wondering whether the Daily Mail approves of her business decisions. So they project, they invent, they narrate, they tell themselves stories in which Britain still matters enormously to her, because the alternative that she has moved on, emotionally and practically, is too painful to confront. And let's be clear, Meghan's success does not hinge on Britain's approval. It hasn't for a long time. The idea that she needs UK validation to thrive is a comforting myth for those who would like to believe they still hold power over her. But the world has changed. The UK does not command the cultural gravity it once did. British tabloids like to imagine themselves as global kingmakers, but their influence is increasingly parochial. Loud? Yes, but not decisive. Meghan Markle is operating in a global marketplace. Her audience is international. Her brand speaks to people far beyond Britain's borders. Whether or not As Ever launches in the UK will be a commercial decision, not an emotional one. And that's what makes the hysteria so revealing. Because if this were truly about business, it would be reported as such. Calmly, rationally, with numbers, analysis, and context. Instead, we get militarized language and breathless speculation about marital strain, which tells us this isn't about what Meghan is doing, it's about how the British press feels about it. They feel sidelined. They feel ignored. They feel irrelevant. And that, perhaps, is the real source of the panic. There's also something quietly insulting about the way Prince Harry is portrayed in all of this.
Yeah, the media in the UK is good at fabricating, make you feel, go into your senses, your emotion to feel things. This is what got so many squaddies, brand new squaddies involved into supporting Harry and Meghan, like myself. It's the headlines. Alright, so I read the comments already. Let's go to the next tweet. This is JTB. Alright, let's pause. She ended with this one. I spent what? $5,554 in total on Meghan Sussex as ever today, and no book has bid, okay, with the B word, is going to make me feel bad about it. My family is good. I'm good. I have a well-paid job that doesn't revolve around hating anyone, something you low-life derangers can't relate. The scribe made reference to that deranger. Well, this husband, I think it was on a Reddit, was talking about his wife who gave money and to the Rangers to talk negative about Meghan to do investigation. Meanwhile, there are squaddies who's spending money because they have it. Spending money on themselves to make them feel good and buying Meghan's product that some squaddies have found out have cured some of their flu during flu season. Accidentally. Meghan did not promote her product by that, but some squaddies have found out during the season of, they were getting sick and they use her product and they find out it helps them. So squaddies are buying for themselves. It makes them feel good and they want the product and the product is good, so they enjoy themselves. When you think about it, not everybody can do that. Okay, $5,000 is a lot. It's like 2 or 3 of my rent payment, 3 months. But the thing is that if you work your butt off, getting up in the morning to go make that money, all right, to work your butt off, and you work hard for it, so you deserve it. Sometimes people need to treat themselves, if you can, all right. If they only knew how much I have spent on As Ever product, including to get them here. Alright, the way I got them, big madness. That, I love it. I love her millions are in Meghan's arena. Meghan is not after the derangers and there's zero spending power. Alright, let's pause this. Miss Ma'am was not playing. I love every second of it. To tell you the truth, I have not buy any of the chocolate because I love chocolate. If I buy and I have a taste of it, I'm done with. Okay? I'll be keeping buying and buying and buying. So the best thing for me is just not to get my taste bud started because I love chocolate. And I'm watching what I'm eating and things like that. So that's a big no-no for me. Alright, next week. Okay, I think I'm sort of done. While the video was playing, I saw some other tweets. Let me go add it to the list on my phone. You know what? Forget it. They were mostly about the Epstein file, nothing with As Ever and things like that. So I'm keeping them separately. So I'm sort of done with what I had on my list. Focus on Harry and Meghan. I have 2 tweets left. This one and another one that have absolutely nothing to do with Harry and Meghan. So this one is kind of LOL. This is the funniest video you will see today. Happy New Month, okay? When the kids are sleeping. Alright, let's go through it really quickly because I cannot even play it properly. The kids are sleeping, right? There's the husband, assuming, or boyfriend, and there's the wife right there, alright? The kids are sleeping. Want some spicy rice? Okay, get out of the room, okay? Thinking you got away. Look what's coming behind them. This is the perfect one. Look. The wife or girlfriend get started, but there's the kids in the back. I don't even need to play it properly anyway. People are just laughing. So this is another one here. Oh, this one should have come before the other one that I just showed you. Has to do with Halle Berry. I'm not gonna read the article. The link of that will be in the description. Okay, this is from Variety. Halle Berry says she won the Oscar and, quote, was still black that next morning. As directors continue to question casting her, she later told Cynthia Erivo that winning Oscars cannot be the validation for what you do. The Oscar didn't necessarily change the course of my career. After I won it, I thought there was going to be like a script truck showing up outside of my front door. While I was widely proud of it, I was still black that next morning. Directors were still saying, if we put a black woman in this role, what does this mean for the whole story? Do I have to cast a black man? Then it's a black movie. Black movie don't sell overseas. I later told Cynthia Erivo, you goddamn deserve it, but I don't know that it's going to change your life. It cannot be the validation for what you do, right? Via the cut. Alright? So there was another thing that I saw, maybe it was here, where she says she doesn't give interviews anymore because they keep on asking her about her ex or something like that. Halle Berry won Oscar and said, I was still black the next morning, with directors refusing to cast her. She later advised Cynthia Erivo that Oscar win cannot be validation. Alright. When artists assume identities beyond their art, the excuses of failure are easier to find holding victim card in their hands. This is the movie business. You get casted if you fit the bill. Period. Halle Berry got tremendous success as an actor with recognition, awards, and money. The heart is never satisfied and wants more, but to put the blame on the doorstep of racism is just another form of sour grape. I don't think so. I sort of understand her. You see, the majority, she's been in the business. She knows how it goes. I understand her. Okay, if a black director is doing a movie, most likely they have an idea of who they're gonna cast, the color, the shape, and things like that. She said it in there. Black movies don't sell overseas. It's not just America. Yes, it's good to popularize it in the US. Alright, majority of people will be okay with certain things, but overseas the racism is deep. So I understand her. Alright, if you guys could let me know what you think. Alright, if we put black women in this role, what does this mean for the whole story? Do I have to cast a black man? Then it's a black movie. Black movies don't sell overseas. This is what I've always said. It's why they always pair with white actors even when there's no chemistry. In one of my videos, I said that a lot of British actors, black actors, actresses and actors, come to the US to raise their profile, because it seems like in the UK, you guys could correct me, but this is something I have said in the past, especially when that lady, oh my god, I still can't remember her name. I used to think she is Asian or something like that. She had a role with Tom Cruise, and when she came here, did a movie, she said something, and thank God I don't remember what she said, because I really don't, it's not like I don't like her, I just didn't like what she said about whatever she was framing, African American kind of thing. And I raised the question, I said that there are a lot of African American who paved the way for her to be able to come here in the US to raise her profile. Okay, I don't know how popular she was in the UK, but at least one thing I came across she said, and I didn't like it, and I raised it in one of my videos. You could go on PYTE and watch it. There's the thumbnails of it. I realized a lot of black actors from the UK come to the US to raise their profile, and then once they make it big, they could go back. and do other things. All right. So, which means that in the UK, a black movie most likely will not sell very well. So that's why they usually come to the US to, because you know there will be a lot of African American who go watch them and raise their profile in some shape or form. And this is one other reason why Tyler Perry was open his own studio, because they didn't, it's like, how will I say that, they will not give him the things that he will need. He did it himself, which he helped other black actors to make it big as well. All right, so there's so many layers to that. I hope I'm explaining myself well. But that other thing, I've spoke about it before. Many black actors from the UK, I know they come to the US to raise their profile. All right. Halle Berry's word hit hard. It's a reminder that accolades don't erase systemic barriers. Talent and recognition shouldn't have to fight against stereotype and biased expectation. Powerful and necessary perspective. For perfect example, I haven't shown it, but I have a long list of ISO speed tweets regarding ISO speed when he visit different continent. When he's in Europe, all right, where's the things with ISO speed? Okay, all of these, a lot of tweets. I don't even think I will ever record them. Some important tweets that I came across. Okay, this part is Haiti. I guess from here. I have some tweets regarding ISO speed when he was doing his tour. He went to China. He went to some part of Europe, and he went to Africa. All right. When he was in Europe, they were literally giving him the middle finger, and some of them were calling him the N-word. He's minding his own business. So that alone, the people who were following and see what he was doing in his live stream will know. Actual speed, I never knew his existed. Because, what was it, a couple weeks ago, a lot of tweets about him were coming on my timeline. That's because a lot of people were sharing his things. And I came to know him, especially when he went to Africa. So what Halle Berry is saying here, I could see it through the actual speed kind of live stream thing, because when he's in Africa, he was being treated differently. In Africa, he was treated differently as opposed to when he was in Europe, and also as in he was in China. I don't know if it was only China that he went to or which part of Asia that he went, but I saw a video of him sitting on a bus and this Chinese lady, or was it Japan? Okay, I don't remember, but it was an Asian country. He was sitting on a bus, and this Asian lady was sitting behind him, trying to take a picture, and then he talked to her and said, "You could take the picture," or something like that. But in Europe, he was treated differently as opposed to when he was in Africa. In Africa, certain part of Africa, by the way, let's say, did he go to Kenya? I don't remember. Some of them I have on the list here, but I just don't have time to record. There's different, but Ethiopia welcome him. They, make him taste coffee, give him a little bit of history about coffee started in Ethiopia. I didn't know. I learned that from watching that video, and I didn't verify it, but I'm assuming it's right. And he went to Egypt, was asking questions about the nose of some monuments that, so you could see, I could understand Halle Berry. Europe have that deep racism in them. It embedded in them. So when they see a movie with all black, remember, the movie is about making money. So if people are not going to watch it, so I could understand. And whatever. The lack of reading comprehension in these comments is fascinating, because what Halle Berry said is incredibly straightforward. Yeah, it is. Let's see, there's 2 comments under that one. Yes, and very legitimate. They don't want to understand. Need to investigate the age of some of these people. Yeah, I mean, it's straightforward. Alright, Halle won the Oscar in 2002, then had a number of flops, including Catwoman. All right, so that's all of that. Okay, so that's all I have. I need to start editing. So I decided to add this to the video since while I was editing, I realized I made reference to this tweet, which I did not include in the video. So let's go over it really quickly, and I will leave the link in the description. So far, it will be 3 links of articles that I have in the description that you guys could check out. Halle Berry talks about why she decided not to give interviews for more than a decade. Quote, "After my 3rd divorce, people started to say, what's wrong with her? She's crazy. She can't keep a man." And I will always argue, who says I want to keep a man if he's not the right man? I'm in the best relationship I have ever had. I pretty much stopped doing interviews for a decade because I got tired of the same old story. It was always poor Halle, unlucky in love again. Yeah, I could feel that. Okay, this shit only applies to attractive women. I have yet to hear about unattractive women getting remarried 3-4 times. I mean, it's none of our business. They're already going through some deep thing. You know, yeah, on the surface, everything looked nice. They're pretty, look that handsome, especially the first husband, the model. You know, I'm not saying I don't know them, okay? I do not know Halle Berry personally, and I do not know any of the people she had married with. But from the outside, okay? The same way many people were saying, look at the perfect, you know, lovely marriage of Harry and Meghan. But we do not know them. So on the surface, everybody wish they could have. And this is why sometimes I said, sometimes people who keep on saying they wish they had this love or something like that, sometimes they already have it. It's just that their significant others show their love differently, and some people also fixated on other people's love story and hoping to have the same type of love. This is why everybody's different. So we do not know them, the thing that goes behind closed doors. Alright, yes, they could put the front for the camera, for the movie, whatnot, and then they have their own little problem once they get home. So we do not know. So I cannot blame anybody. It doesn't have to be Halle Berry. Anybody who is married and whatever. We do not know their issues. Okay, amen. And they always will target Halle. It's interesting, they never said this about other actresses that had breakups and changing up men like it was their underwear. What's her name? She passed away. It was one of Michael Jackson's best friend. Something Taylor, Elizabeth Taylor. How many? Let me see. Let me look it up. I was looking for evidence on something I said on my earlier video. But anyway, Elizabeth Taylor. Okay, let me pause and look. I don't want this editing to be too long. They had to list it. I said, how many times did Elizabeth Taylor get married? Elizabeth Taylor was married 8 times to 7 different men, though she famously wed 8 times. She married actor Richard Burton twice, resulting in 7 total husbands over her lifetime. We do not know. Elizabeth Taylor was one of the most gorgeous, let's look at some image, women in the world. When she was young. Alright, remember, people aged, we get, okay, let's look at this for instance. Very pretty. What movie did she play? What's the, what was one of her famous role? This Cleopatra. Okay, look at this. Very beautiful woman, but things didn't work out. And so, I don't want to get too much. May she rest in peace. Let me get out of this. Okay. Sometimes things come in my mind. I really don't want to get too much. We just don't know. It could be. Let me leave that. Let me just read some of these. Let's pause this. People follow what they train by misogynistic media calling women crazy and degrading women as if being without a man diminishes her worth is always the card media plays. And I'm glad Halle Berry has stopped playing it and owns her voice and not allow anyone dictate her life. That's for sure. Not only, not only the divorce probably was hard for her, and then for people to keep on asking her, and she has to put up front, look all smiley and things like that, but deep inside it's probably bringing so much pain that she's trying to avoid. All right, most celebrities need to do this, because as much as they get tired of being asked this question, we the people get tired of hearing them. Some people, and there's some people who love the messy mess of some other people's. All right, it's her life, that's why, and they were her, okay, and they were her choices. Will I like to be another notch on her lipstick case? There's that. She can reason well. No one calls Leonardo crazy for having a new girlfriend every few times. Bullseye. Notice how they do the same thing to many other ex. J-Lo said. People also weird. When J-Lo was getting back to A-Rod, I spoke about it. This is in one of my videos. Because in the earlier years, when was it? Was it in the 90s or early 2000s? Time flies. But I know I spoke about it. It seems like we don't know how their first marriage would end up. But the media got into them to separate the racism. Okay? It was the racism that was being played. And they decided to break it off. I don't know the full reason why they broke up. And then when A-Rod, I spoke about them as well, probably in the same video, because she was with A-Rod, and A-Rod, I think, cheated on her with somebody, and then there's another baseball player who had issues with A-Rod and caught him. It was a messy mess couple years ago. So J-Lo left A-Rod and went to what's this guy? I was just mentioning his name. Ben Affleck. Okay, so the first time when they were dating, I believe it was the media who was trying to prevent the racism. They did not want them to mix. That was my perspective. Okay, so after the A-Rod, and what was this other guy? Oh my God. What's his name? There was issues with steroid with him. Oh my God. I hate when I'm bringing things up and I can't remember the name. I had to look it up. I asked Google, who outed A-Rod cheating on J-Lo? Jose Canseco. That's him. Okay? I spoke about it. There was some beef going on between them. Okay? Jose Canseco was the first to publicly accuse Alex Rodriguez of cheating on Jennifer Lopez during so via Twitter on March 2019. Oh my God, was it 2019? Oh my God, this is what I'm saying. Time flies. I feel like it probably 2 years ago. It's more than 2 years. Later in early 2021, allegations regarding a Southern Charm reality star, Madison LaCroix, and an alleged affair, flirtatious texting scandal emerged, which were cited as a major reason for the couple's eventually split. Okay, so I was aware of that, and I talk about it in one of my videos. So I think Jose Canseco had some beef with Alex Rodriguez. Let me look at that beef. Oh my God. This is the mess thing. When I bring things up, I go deeper into things. That has nothing to do with the original reason why I brought the whole thing. I started with Halle Berry. Now I'm with Jose Canseco. Alright, let me look for that response. Let me search that question. Okay, so Google responded. I asked, did A-Rod had problems with Jose Canseco? The answer is yes. Alex, A-Rod, Rodriguez, and Jose Canseco have a long-standing, one-sided feud. One-sided feud initiated by Canseco, primarily driven by personal grudge, rather than professional competition. Canseco has accused A-Rod of cheating with his ex-wife. I should have freaking remembered that. With his ex-wife Jessica, and his book Vindicated claim he introduced A-Rod to steroid supplier. Okay, it's a whole mess. So he never let that go. I'm sorry, this is that pain, but anyway, the whole point is J-Lo left A-Rod after Jose Canseco outed J-Lo. And then Jennifer Lopez went to Alex Rodriguez I'm saying, what the hell? Went back to Ben Affleck, and apparently they got married, and then things did not work. At least they try, and their lifetime. Okay, the first time I think the media got involved, and then when the opportunity arose, you know, both of them were single, so they decided to get together again, and it did not work. Both of them had already had their little family, their kids and things like that, so whatever. Anyway, the whole point is people, they seem to blame women if they got married more than once or twice, but the guy who's going around messing, it could be either one of them messing the whole relationship up, but it seems like they don't hold men to the same standard as women. Okay, so I cannot blame any of them because I'll have to know the full details for me to make a reasonable opinion, but I'm just going based on the surface. Alright, so I wanted to add this because when I was doing the original, not the original, the other tweet talking about her, and I brought this topic up where she doesn't do interviews because people keep on asking her about her marriage and this and that. So, and then I went beyond that. So that's it. Let's get back to the original recording and finish with that video. There's a lot of things regarding the Epstein file, but I don't feel like recording those things right now. So that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. Is it here? I'm gonna put that maybe on PYTE. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Alright, so that's it. I hope YouTube could relieve my channel. Look at this, the estimate. Still in the $30 range. Now that the Epstein file is out, okay, I hope they could relieve my channel and stop withhold things and just make it run organically. Oh my god. So that's it. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.